Bugout003 here today, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about something that it's kind of skipped over every once in a while. There are some very good places where you can get some information on this, but I just wanted to give my own personal opinion for what I've seen for the FTXs I've been out to, a lot of the training events that I've been to. Now, I just wanted to go over the type of food that most people would commonly have in their ruck and kind of the pros and cons of some over the other and what you might want to have, some ideas that you might not have thought of. But I'm just going to start over here with canned food, just to start off with. Now, canned food is a very quick one. You don't, for a lot of the types of canned food, like the ravioli that you have here, the chicken noodle soups, other things like that, like green beans, that kind of thing, you don't really have to cook them. Well, you can, but you don't need to. You can eat it right out of the can. Now, it does add a lot of heft to your pack, especially if you have a lot of canned food in there. It can add a lot of weight onto there. Into your overall pack loadout, which a lot of people like to run as minimalistic as possible for your pack, especially for a bug-out scenario for you preppers and for you militia folk out there. If you have all that extra equipment and all that extra gear inside of your ruck, that definitely can add to the weight of your loadout and cause more fatigue in the field, especially if you're packing extra water. Gosh, I can tell you that much. So that's just one of the issues. And also, what a lot of people don't think about is trash with these cans. If you're trying to evade somebody from catching you, or try to leave as small a trail or footprint as possible of your existence in an area, having to keep all this trash on you and having to bury it, dispose of it, stuff like that, will definitely make it harder for you in the field over the long term, especially if that's your main source of food. Now, I do know that you can forage your food, you can hunt and things, but that is going to, especially in a shit span scenario, there might not be all that many animals out there for you to hunt. There may not be any game. Like if you look what happened back in the Great Depression, a lot of deer just were gone. They were almost hunted to extinction along with a whole bunch of different types of other animals. Just one thing to think of for a shit span. Now, if you are actually very knowledgeable about the plant life in your area, about insects, then you can forage that type of thing. Especially insects, some have a very high protein content and other types of vitamins that will be definitely good for you. But for a main staple, especially for up north here, like where we are, where we have some very harsh winters, especially as of recently, where if we were trying to forage our own food, and I'm talking for an entire statewide, and especially my local area where there's pretty heavy hunters, a lot of the hunters that I've talked to, they didn't see much at all for anything for deer, even if it was just does. They didn't see much of nothing. So can you imagine going a week, 2 weeks with just a couple of things of food while you're trying to move and evade capture by an enemy force for your preppers, trying to protect your home, like your compound or your bug-out location, while just trying to find the main staples of food or trying to survive on just your small preps. So that's one thing that I would just like to say about the canned food. Now about another thing which is a little bit lighter but does require you to use a much more water sourcage is your dehydrated food. Now, yes, you can make your own dehydrated food for much saved cost, but just for an example here, I have just your standard mountain house. And one friend that I actually saw at one of these training events, he just ate a thing of ramen like this right here, straight. He didn't put water in it, he just ate it like that. Blew me away that he could do it, but he did it. Props to him. But that's just one other one. Now, this does cut down on the overall weight compared to your canned food, and you can store a lot of this in your rucksack or bug-out bag. The only problem is the water source it's going to require is going to be much greater than like your MREs. I'm going to get to it later. So just take that into consideration, that you will have to filter all your water and boil it and prepare it for this right here. You can use it with cold water, but it's not going to taste. I've done it before. It does not taste good at all. But you can do it. If you need to eat, you're going to eat anything. So you can do it, but it's not going to taste great for you, and it's not going to go through your system very well. And I'm just going to leave it at that to make it as clean as possible for the video. Now I'm going to get on to the MREs. The MREs have a high calorie count, which is going to be nice. They're very easy to store, but there is a very tedious way of using that heater system. If you don't put the right amount of water in there, you can drown out the heater, and then it's kind of useless. And yeah, I know it's stupid simple to do it and to get this going for meal-wise, but trust me, you can screw it up. Speaking from experience, you can screw that up. But yeah, that's probably the one of the ones that I. You can also take them apart, make your own homemade MRE. Kind of put your own little flavors in there, what you want to, add your own heater. Just kind of a little thing that you can do. I normally carry kind of a mixed kibosh in it. Kind of have like 2 MREs just for my rucksack. I have a pound house, maybe 2, depending on how long it will be. And then I might add 1 or 2 cans of food, depending, like I said, how long I'll be out in the field. If I'm going to be out for a week long, I'll have all of these. Plus, I'll have 2 canteens. Actually, yeah, 2 canteens, 1 thermos, then my Camelback in my rucksack. It does add all that weight, but it's definitely going to be useful for you, especially later on whenever you're hungry and you're wanting to have a ready meal right there for you. It helps keep morale up, especially if you're ready to go help watch your guys back, or if you're out in the field protecting your compound or your bugger location, you're having to be out there for an extended period of time. Being able to just boom, ready to go is pretty nice, especially if you're bugging out to your bugger location. You don't want to stop that much for anything. You want to just go from point A to point B. So I just wanted to keep the video short, just give you guys kind of a general idea of some of the things that you can put in your rucksack for food-wise. Now, I do know that you can get like trail mix, things like that. That's up to you on how you want to do that. If you want to Ziploc, kind of make your own little meal there, that's up to you. I do know that is an option. I personally don't do that just because that's just a lot of time. Working 2 full-time jobs myself, plus doing everything else with my new son. That's just a hard time for me to get all that done. So that's just the thing that I don't do. That's why I just go with a kibosh of what I have right here. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe for more. I'm going to try to get at least 3 to 2 out a week for you guys. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. I really appreciate it, guys.